Good evening, folks, and welcome back to another edition, a special edition of the Jake Break, episode 50. Trent, how are we feeling tonight on this exciting occasion?
It feels, I don't know how to put it into words, I should say, because I just said to you, we're 2 episodes away from doing this for a whole year, which it doesn't feel like that at all. But, yeah, man, it's exciting. We got a good one planned for tonight, even though if you listen to last week's show, we're recording on a Tuesday this week. So, earlier in the week, we have a trip going on here we might talk about in a little bit, but, yeah.
Yeah, a little different for the boys. Tuesday night, a little bit out of the rotation, a little bit different. Still got plenty of material, like Trent said, to talk about on the show here tonight. But, just with travel plans and everything, we wanted to make sure we were fully energized, fully locked in for special episode 50 tonight. So just to celebrate episode 50, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, let us in the comments what we're missing here. Let us know, now that we're 50 episodes in, and what you like about the show, what you wish we did more of. Help us in this awesome celebration. Because at the end of the day, we said, Trent and I said our goal for 2026 is to hit 1,000 subscribers. We're moving in the right direction, but not quite there yet. So with your help, let's make this happen. But like Trent said, we're having some travel plans this weekend here. Won't get back till late, probably Sunday, late afternoon, early evening. So we thought, all right, you know what? While we're fully rested, ready to roll, let's just jump into it on a Tuesday night here before we head out for the week. So, but lots of material to cover. But something that we need to bring up, talking about last week's show, Trent, wild blind draft. We'll talk about the results of that blind draft, but something I just got to bring to the forefront here. We did get some feedback on that. Like, I remember, what was it, earlier in the show, like a month or two ago, we had that segment where we were doing, like, people could roast us, or what was that all about?
Yeah, it was like, I forget what we called it, but essentially where people would roast us for what we said in the previous episode.
Yeah, so we haven't done that for a while, but we did get a pretty good one here in the DMs this past week, or I should say, this past week about the, if you haven't listened to episode 49, our blind draft was best guard dogs. And Trent, we got a huge fan of the program here. Actually was a guest on the show, arguably one of the most popular episodes of the show. Won't reveal who it is, but somebody DM'd us this past week and said Trent's picks for the best guard dogs are AI generated. Jake's picks are straight up human generated. # Chihuahua security is real.
AI generated? Brother. I'll say this. When you live in a place like York, you see all of the dogs on my list on a daily basis. You go for a walk, you see all of those dogs. If you look back, we've had pit bulls. I think that's the only one on my list. We've had pit bulls just running loose in our yard before. Some lady owns like 4 and they got out in our yard. AI generated. Come on, Tim. What were you going to choose? Like a lab? My lab would greet anyone with open arms.
That's true. That is true. But nothing beats a Chihuahua. We'll get into the results here in a little bit about what happened. Now, granted, this poll has only been up for maybe 13 hours at this point. So we didn't get the full 24-hour effect. If somebody has any midnight votes, this will not be counted. But I think we're in the ballpark with the results here. So kind of was expected. But overall, getting into the show for this week, Trent, some exciting stuff here. Before we get too far into the show, though, I feel like we got to just jump right into the first segment. Breaking question segment for this week. And we have got quite the question this week, Trent. One that is very random. Fan of this show, wants to come on sometime. And we might have them on depending on, what happens here this weekend. But a random question they sent in to us this week, Trent, was for the breaking question segment. Would ketchup be considered a smoothie? Now, I'll let you think on that one. I'm not sure what would be classified as a smoothie. Like, to me, a smoothie is like, are you throwing, fruit, milk, ice, yogurt, whatever it is, and blending that together? So, I don't know, Trent, do you want to take the reins on this one first? Would ketchup be considered a smoothie? Oh, Trent, I think you're on mute.
Oh, sorry, we had a little bit of a technical difficulty. I would say no,
Okay.
because I think there's a line of how many things are allowed in a smoothie. Have you ever checked the ingredient list on a bottle of ketchup?
No.
There's a crap ton of stuff in there. So I think there's too much in it to be considered a smoothie, and it's just downright disgusting.
Oh, that's right, because you're not a ketchup guy, are
Well,
you?
I'll eat ketchup on like burgers and fries, but like drinking it through a straw, I'd be chasing with Pepto. I'd be getting hellish heartburn if I started guzzing freaking ketchup. Ugh.
So you weren't like the kid growing up. Like, we all had that one kid in elementary school, right? That would just
My
straight up
wife.
like drink ketchup, drown everything in ketchup. So your wife is that way?
She eats everything with ketchup. She's like steak. She eats steak with ketchup.
Oh no! She's one of those people.
Yeah.
That's
But she also likes she goes on benders where she like mustard. She doesn't like mustard, but then she loves mayo. She loves sauces. Me on the other hand, if I have anything, it's ketchup. But that's like on a burger or on fries. Other than that, I don't want it. But I looked up the definition of a smoothie, and it says it's a thick, blended beverage made by pureeing raw fruits, vegetables, and liquids such as juice, milk, or yogurt in a blender. So,
Okay.
according to the definition, one could stretch, yes, it is a smoothie by definition, but by being just a sane human being, no, it's not a smoothie. Sorry about it. But, no.
I love it. Honestly, I think that's a great point. I would agree with you. When I think of smoothie, right, I'm thinking like strawberry banana, like the green machine smoothies you see. I've never had that one before, but it looks cool. Like that kind of stuff. I mean, people will be like, yeah, Jake, that's the obvious answer. But technically, by the textbook definition, I think maybe it could be considered.
I have an AI answer.
Okay, let's hear it. I mean,
No.
you know how to use AI because of the guard dogs, but
I did a quick Google search, is ketchup a smoothie? And the AI overview on Google says no, ketchup is not considered a smoothie, despite tomatoes being botanically classified as a fruit. While both are blended items, ketchup is a cooked, seasoned condiment with vinegar and high sugar content, whereas smoothies are raw, blended fruit/vegetables.
oh, all right, I like that. Good clarification. Yeah.
There we go.
I mean, my gut and your gut was telling us no, but I mean, that's the proof is in the pudding there.
Yeah, so I
Good
guess what classifies it as raw versus cooked is the deciding factor in this one.
Interesting. Okay. Well, that's a good one there. Yeah, great breaking question segment for this week. Thank you to whoever sent that in there. Appreciate you. They sent in a pile of them, Trent, so we got them stockpiled. We got a bunch in the inventory, so.
Good.
But if anybody else has any other breaking questions that they'd like to see on the show or hear on the show, feel free to send them in. Send us an Instagram DM on TikTok, or send us an email at thejakebreakpodcast@gmail.com. So, we'll just keep on rolling along here, Trent. Jumping right into the sports segment for the week. I think the first thing we got to talk about, since we're fresh off of it, only a couple days removed from it, UFC 328. Absolutely lived up to the hype, in my opinion. The main card itself was pretty entertaining. The co-main was entertaining, but I think it all came down to the title fight between Gamzat and Sean, right? Sean Strickland. It lived up to the hype.
Yeah, I think last episode I said I wasn't going to stay up, but I ended up staying up for the whole thing. And I think I'll have to disagree with you a little bit. I believe that the co-main was the fight of the night.
Oh, 100%. 100%. I agree.
Like, I mean, Tatsuru Taira, that man is an animal. I don't
Yeah.
know how he got up when like the times he did. I mean, Joshua Van, his striking, it's one of the best in the UFC. I'll tell you that. He just doesn't miss. And it wasn't looking so hot for him in the first couple of rounds because the other guy was just taking him down, not doing much damage. But then as soon as his striking settled in, he did not miss.
Yeah.
It just didn't happen. But other than that, we'll get into the main here in a second. But one thing I didn't realize about Volkov, that man is massive. Dude, like in the ring, he just looks like a giant.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
And to be that big looking in that weight class is just beyond me.
and I just don't, because he's considered what, heavyweight? Yeah.
Yep.
He's just giant. And I mean, he did win by decision, but it was tight. But the one score, remember I texted you, I was like, what the heck? Some judge scored the card 30-27.
Right.
Or that fight. And Acosta, Waldo, I think, was it the third round that he had? For sure. So, I was pretty sure Volkov won, but I don't know how a judge scored that 30-27.
Yeah, that just doesn't make sense in my book. I mean, and he was just, I mean, he's on an absolute heater. I mean, Volkov here lately, I mean, in 23, he won every single fight he had in 23. 22, the only loss he had was the Tom Aspinall. 24, he only lost one fight, and that was to Cyril Gane. So, or Gone, sorry, Cyril Gane, who's, fighting for the title next month, or this coming here soon. Last year, won his only fight in 2025, and then this year just comes out and, in my opinion, just dominates.
Yeah, in the main, it was one of those that we were texting right before the decision came out. We had no idea who won that fight. It was one of those that was so close. Because the thing is, when Chimaev got his takedowns in the first and second round, he didn't do anything with them.
Mm-mm.
But again, when it comes to scoring, if there isn't, crop ton of significant strikes and knockdowns and, submission attempts and, it comes down to control on the ground, which Chimaev had that in the first two rounds, but he didn't do any damage with it. But, I mean, they were exchanging jabs and some heavy punches, but Strickland really didn't throw many.
Mm-hmm.
But that jab was consistent all night. It was just one of those that, like, usually you have a gut feeling of who's going to win. But I think you messaged me and said about, if you are trying to, dethrone the champion, if it's a tight match, the decision usually goes towards the champion.
Yeah.
Because I think the contender has to win with a, without a doubt, win the fight. And I don't know if it was quite there, but I'm super stoked that he ended up winning.
Yeah, I agree. I think the fight of the night was definitely the co-main, but the main event was interesting. It was fun, but I agree with you. I mean, going into that fifth round, it was anybody's match, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it was tied going into the fifth round, but to tell who really won that fifth round, I mean, I just wouldn't really know who to tell you, like, until the decision was announced. And I think it shows too with a split decision. I think it shows that it was that tight of a fight. But the thing that blew my mind the most was they always talk about, hey, if Khamzat can get past the third round and beyond, and not be gassed out, he should be good. And he had some different training to help with that, some different folks on his team to help with that, and I think he looked better. But that third round, I was concerned. I was like, he is gassed. Like, there is no way like he's going to make it through to the fifth round. But then he found like a second gear or something in the fourth and fifth round. But man, that third round just tanked him, I think, because he went for a couple takedowns, late in the fight, and Sean just stood him up. I mean, there was no way he could take him down, and you just never see that with Khamzat. I mean, nobody defends his takedowns hardly.
And two, I think the one thing we should talk about is like how last week we were talking about how that they hated each other, and I mean, Before, after they both entered the ring, there was at least 20 security guards in the ring,
Yeah.
which never happens.
Mm-mm.
But then, like, the sportsmanship, even before the match started, no one thought that they were going to, touch hands. They did. They were, like, smiling at each other. And then after the, even during the round and after the fight, the sportsmanship that was displayed, I don't think anyone could have imagined that. Like, Cosmo helped him put the belt on.
Yeah, I think it was Sean said afterwards, like, "Hey, we sold the fight, we hyped it up to sell the fight, and they 100% did, dude.
Yeah.
They had me fooled. I thought they brutally hated each other. I didn't think they were on the Khabib and Conor McGregor level, but it was darn close by the way they were hyping this up and the pressers and everything.
And I also think that Kamzat wasn't as frustrated after the loss because right afterwards he went to Dana and said he wants to move up in weight class, which I think he was sort of relieved to lose so that way he can just move up without vacating a belt. Because how much would that suck of being the champion and then all of a sudden you're vacating the belt? Like, how crappy would Strickland feel then, right?
Yeah.
But,
I don't know. Do you think that that's going to be a trend going forward in UFC? Because we've seen it with Ilia Topuria now moving up. Now Khamzat's moving up. Do you think guys are, ditching these massive weight cuts they got to do because the weight classes are getting so competitive nowadays? They're just fighting closer to their natural weight, or what do you think is going to happen going forward?
I think it depends on what class is above them. Because, if you're what's under lightweight? Is it flyweight? Yeah. Or whatever weight's right under lightweight.
Yeah.
Not many people are going to want to step from that into lightweight. Lightweight is one of the most heavily contested, weight classes in the UFC. So I think it depends on the weight class. I really do. Mm-hmm. But again, I think as they get older and they're training more, each cut becomes harder and harder and harder.
Right.
And for those of you who don't know, like, Khamzat cut like 30-some pounds.
Yeah.
And when you do that to your body and then you gain 20 pounds in the next 24 hours after weigh-ins, yeah, you're rehydrated, you're back up to close to your weight, but the thing is you're conditioning, a lot has left your body during that weight cut, and you didn't gain it back that fast.
Yeah.
But I do, because I think there also should be like a rule against it. Because even like Paddy Pimblett, right? You look at him when he's not training for a fight, that guy looks like he could fight heavyweight.
True.
So I think there should have to, whatever you float at, typically, right? Mm-hmm. If it's 10 pounds, okay, but like people cutting 30 pounds, like, that's a health issue.
Yeah.
But it's a very good point, and I guess we'll see here in the future if more people are going to do it, either to escape the very tough weight class they're in, or just simply to get out of the terrible cuts that they're going through.
Yeah, and I don't know. I'll be anxious to see, Topuria's fight against Gaethje, because that's his first fight up in the new weight class, I believe. In lightweight, fighting for the belt there. So I don't know. I'm anxious to see that, see how he reacts. Because he was just beating up the division that he was in before he's moving up here now. So I think it's a good move when Khamzat to move up. He's got the length, he's got the skill, he's got the ability. I think just, like you said, not having to go through those massive weight cuts every single fight is just going to be a huge advantage on him. And I think that'll help him with his conditioning, right? We've said historically he struggled, in the later rounds of fights. I think this will just help him in the long term because, it has to impact his conditioning. Has to. I don't know. I've never been in combat sports before, but from what I understand, it has to in some type of capacity. So, but all in all, great card. Not sure it's the best card of the year so far, but it's definitely top two, I think, in my opinion. But moving right along here, we'll keep rolling in the sports segment here for this week. NBA playoffs, we'll touch on it briefly. Still rolling some fantastic games here the last, several days here. Detroit and Cleveland, I think that's going to be an exciting series to the finish here. If you're listening to this episode and that series is over, we will definitely be stay tuned to it. But Lakers just got swept by the Thunder. Not surprised one bit. And the Sixers also got swept. Just crazy going into the next round of the playoffs and two teams get absolutely swept. No, I think it's just, yeah, a factor of different things here. I think LA is going to have a lot of different shakeup here, a lot of turnover here in the offseason. Obviously, the big storyline is LeBron going to stay? Is he going to retire? I don't think he's retiring, but where is he going? For the Lakers, of course. And then the Sixers, what do they do going forward? They got Paul George and Joel Embiid tied up with big money. What can they do? I mean, Joel Embiid is like the only MVP of like the last 10 years I think I've heard that hasn't even gone to a conference final before. So I feel like something's got to change in Philly. They're in the playoffs, but they're just not doing a dang thing when it gets to the playoffs. And you know what, Trent? Building off of last week, I don't care because it's Philadelphia, baby. Yeah, I love it.
And Embiid hurt there at the end of the series?
So he was hurt in the playoffs here. He had like an appendectomy.
Yeah.
I think that's how you pronounce it. And so, I mean, yeah, hats off to him for coming back and playing through that, freshly off of that. He's wearing like a different belt and stuff like on his gut to like
incision,
help to keep the incision intact and stuff. So, I mean, hats off to him. And he is a great player when he's healthy. But he's just never consistently healthy, it feels like.
But also, the issue that I have with the MLB season and the NBA season, they are both too long.
Yeah.
I agree. Like, I understand, NBA, MLB have to make money from ticket sales and everything else and advertisements and ads and on TV. But at the same time, if you want to have the best of the best players, cut the season.
Yeah.
I just think it's too long. A human body playing at that level, for anyone who's relating to like my back pain, say, any listeners out there, you go out and you do yard work for a day, you're pulling weeds, you're mowing the grass. The next day you wake up and you're like, oh man, I'm pretty sore. These guys are doing that day in and day out, all year round, right? And I think if you would cut the season, you would see less injuries, and it would be a more enjoyable postseason to watch.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think we're even getting to that point in the NFL too, right? They just keep adding another week. They're talking about shortening the preseason, adding another weekend. It's like, you can only do so much before, heck, every sport's going to be playing all year round, and then you have little to no off season. I don't think it'll get to that extreme, but I agree with you.
And that's what, like, when they came with the whole thing of the NBA awards, of you can only miss so many games to be eligible for an award.
Mm-hmm.
I get where they were trying to go with that, but there's a much simpler... These guys are resting, so that way they're healthy for the postseason.
Oh.
Right? If the Lakers were playing whoever that the other team basically had no chance to win, even with the Lakers, fifth strings in, why are you playing LeBron and Luka? There's no point. And then they implemented that rule about for postseason awards or season awards, you can't win if you sit out X amount of games.
Mm-hmm.
They were doing it for rest, and I get it because people spend money to go for their kids to see their favorite player, then they get there and they're sitting out. I understand it, but I think the better solution to that was to cut the season.
Yeah.
But I know that's a very hot topic in the sports world.
Yeah, true. No, but I agree with you. I mean, keeps people fresher, gives opportunity for, more condensed season and more of your star players playing, hopefully all season long, and making things happen in the playoffs then.
And, maybe not extend the length of the season. Like, you're still going to have playoffs in October and start in, March, April with games. But maybe instead of, teams having games 3-4 nights in a row, have them play 2 games, right? And I understand it's way more logistical than that, but I don't know. I just hate seeing players get hurt because they're just overworked but I feel like it's an oxymoron saying that because they're getting paid this amount of money. They should have to play 4 million games a year. They should literally have to play 24 hours a day, 365 for the money they're making. Because I think that's all absurd. But if you take money out of it, if we're solely looking at healthy players, I think season length plays a huge role into that.
Yeah, 100%. I would agree with that, and yeah, absolutely. But jumping into the last segment here for the sports, or the last point we had for the sports segment for the week. Exciting weekend for those of you that are listening to the show. It's officially done and over with, the PGA Championship. But since we're doing this on Tuesday here before the weekend, we are pumped and excited. It's hosted in the great state of Pennsylvania at Aronimink Golf Club, PGA Championship. Exciting stuff. Trent, I'm so excited for our trip. But if we weren't going on the trip this weekend, I without a doubt would have gotten tickets to go at least one day. Because some of my buddies, a lot of the people I went to college with are in the turf world, and they're there, like volunteer on the grounds crew this weekend, and they're like sending me videos, sending me pictures and stuff. I'm like, dude, we should be there. This is so cool.
Yeah, anytime having a big event in your home state would be cool to go to. Someday we'll definitely make that happen. But I saw today, I talked to you a little bit earlier, that Rory had his practice round today, and he only played 3 holes because of a blister on his foot. So we'll see if he plays this weekend, because blisters don't just go away.
Yeah.
But who are your picks for this major?
Honestly, if I had to pick 3 people, right? If I had to pick 3 people, I'm going to go with, and these you might be saying, well, Jake, that's blatantly obvious picks. Number 1, I'm going to go with Cameron Young. The guy's playing some amazing golf right now. Relatively close to his home state of New York. I think he probably has some experience at Aronimink. I think he's going to be in the mix this weekend. Second pick, of course, is the reigning champ, Scotty Scheffler. You can't ever count the guy out. He hasn't won in a couple weeks, but he's the reigning champ, PGA champ. I think this course suits his game well. I think he'll do well. Plus, I saw some videos of him in practice rounds from some of my buddies today, and the guy looks just incredible and doing a good job. So, third pick is kind of a sleeper pick. Not really a sleeper pick because he played pretty well last weekend too. I'm going to go with Justin Thomas. I feel like his game is trending in the right direction. I think he might have been in the mix last weekend, the Truist Championship, if his putter didn't leave him on the weekend. But he was still in the mix. So those are my 3 picks for the weekend. I don't know. Any of the same ones, or what are you feeling here, Trent?
My 1 and 2 were Cameron Young first, Scotty second, and then I got Matt Fitzpatrick 3.
Oh, okay.
And 4 and 5, JJ Spawn.
Okay.
And Ashke, is it Batia or Badia?
Oh, yeah, Ashke Batia.
Yeah, that's another one that I have. So those are my 5. The last 2 were kind of sleepers, but I think any of the first 3 would be solid picks.
Yeah, that's good. Not sure if Jake Knapp is in the field, but that would be another sleeper pick in my opinion too. Yeah. But I like your picks a lot. I don't know, with that list there, I think we got a winner in the mix there somewhere. We're not betting people, but if we would, I think we got some good odds.
Yeah, I have never bet in my life, Jake. I've never even bought a 99-cent scratch-off ticket. So
don't start, dude. Those are really addicting if you get started.
I plan not to. If someone gave me $100 and said, go in and buy me a scratch-off at a gas station, I would have no idea how to do that. No clue.
I will say, dude, it's a humbling feeling whenever you're in there just buying a whole bunch of $1 or $2 scratchers at the booth, and you have no clue what to do at the thing. I can walk you through that sometime, but the first time I did that, I was looking around, clicking around, and some lady comes up to me. She's like, "Yo, man, do you need some help?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I have no clue what I'm doing here at this thing."
Can you just go to the machine without even scratching them and scan the barcode?
Yeah. So, and you can use like the lottery ticket like app. Yeah, you can like scan the little can or scan the little code in the corner and just be like, "Hey, is this winner or no?" And it'll tell you. And boom.
Yeah, because I was at a gas station one time, and the guy in front of me like actually bought some at the counter,
Mm-hmm.
and he just walked right over to the Pennsylvania lottery machine in the gas station, didn't even scratch him, just started scanning all of his tickets.
Yeah, yeah.
So
It's more fun to
what's
scratch
the point
them.
in that? Like,
Yeah, there's more excitement and more fun if you actually scratch them. But
Yeah.
yeah, you can do that. Yeah.
maybe someday, but probably not.
Oh man, very good. Well, yeah, I think we got to touch on it a little bit though. The reason why we're not at the PGA Championship this weekend is because we're going on a trip like we talked about last weekend to the great state of Virginia for an extended weekend. Looking forward to it. Warm weather, it looks like too for the weekend, except for Thursday.
Yeah, I think it's only gonna be like 65 Thursday, which is still nice. But then it looks like no rain, which is a blessing because last year we had rain on Sunday and couldn't play. But looking forward to it.
Yeah, always a great trip, great crew of guys. The one I'm excited for on Sunday, on our way back through West Virginia. Of course, you have never played before, but it's awesome. I will say about it on this show, I think it's a sleeper pick for a great course to go to on a trip sometime if you're up in the sort of northeast direction of the woods, is at the Kakapen State Park in West Virginia. Great course. It's completely run by the state park in the state of West Virginia. It has like a lodge there, cabins you can rent out. You can spend a whole entire weekend there. But it is a very fun course. It has some difficulty to it for sure, and it's always in really good shape. But it's a fun course. Really looking forward to that one. But very good. Well, we will be sure to capture some stuff from the trip. Probably won't be capture an entire round on video because we're going to be there for pleasure, but we're going to do get some video, we'll say. But good deal. Well, we'll just keep this train rolling here, Trent. We'll jump right into the gas and brakes segment for the week here. Do you want to lead the charge with this one?
I will. Since we're talking about trips, Jake, I'm all brakes on packing for a trip.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't consider myself to have anxiety, but nothing like packing for a trip gives me, like, nothing more gives me anxiety. Because I'm like, what am I forgetting? I know I'm forgetting something. Usually I'm not forgetting anything, but it's just like, I pack my bag, then I pull it all out, and I check everything, and I put it back in, and then later I'm like, wait, did I remember this? And I look through it all again. Yeah, I hate the feeling. I usually leaves me as soon as like I get in the vehicle and get on the road, or shortly after. Because as soon as I pull out, I'm like, oh, forgot something. I hate that with a passion.
That is a great break, and I 100% agree with you. I'm starting to get comfort with it. Just be like, okay, if I don't have it, I can go get it somewhere nearby, depending on where we're going.
Yeah.
But even still, like, I just hate forgetting stuff. But I'll tell you the worst part about packing, dude. I don't know if you feel this way. One of my friends and I have a similar passion about this, or one of my, old roommates in college have this similar idea on this. The worst part about packing for a trip, I pack way too much underwear. This is so random, but we were gone for 4 days. I think I have like 9 pairs packed. I'm not even joking. I think I have 9 pairs packed. I have not made a mess of myself keeping a PG in years. But for some reason, I'm packing 9 pairs of underwear for a 4-day trip.
Jake, we may get some bad gas station food. It may hit you, so it's smart. See, I'm not like gross. Where if I'm going for a 4-day trip, I usually pack like 5 or 6 pairs, like just in case they're like a whoopsie happens, Yeah.
Or you get real sweaty and need a shower or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So, but like I forget what trip it was last time I packed, and it was only a weekend. It was like 2 days, and I think I was going home or I forget where it was, but I had like just enough, and I wasn't doing any manual labor. I wasn't gonna be sweating, so I took the same amount of underwear for the same amount of days I was there. My wife was like, "You're insane. You need to take at least 2 extras." I'm like, it's probably a smart move. But I find I pack too many shirts. That's what I do.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Because I don't know about you, man. I am like a. There's some days where it can be pretty hot out and I don't sweat that much.
yeah.
Then there are other days where it's like a cool 65 and my pits are like a faucet. And I hate smelling bad. I really do. So like I got to make sure I got fresh shirts on hand.
That's good. Yeah, I totally agree with you on that. But man, that's a really good break. I'm serious. I mean, we're sharing a motel room. You will see. I have at least 9 pairs in my bag. It's ridiculous.
And you know what? Also, Jake, I never forget when we go on a trip.
I know exactly where you're going with this.
Charmin Ultra Soft toilet paper, people. One fact you may not know about me: I do not leave the house for any trip without Charmin Ultra Soft toilet paper. I'll tell you, it's just like public restrooms. The toilet paper, I swear, it's like a byproduct of sandpaper. It's like sandpaper that didn't pass, QA check. So then they sell it to Scott to put in public restrooms. I can't do that. Maybe I have something wrong. It just, I can't use it without being in pain. So we have the Charmin Ultra Soft locked and loaded. It was actually the first thing in my bag when I packed today, Jake.
You did send me that Snapchat, and I was like, oh my gosh, he's got the essentials.
Yep. Because if not, I would go to the store and buy. Because I can't have a
awesome.
sore bottom for 4 days, Jake. That'd be detrimental.
It'd be detrimental to your golf swing, and we can't have that.
I'd be like, it'd be awful.
That's great. I forgot all about that. So my gas for this week, so I'm going all gas on something this week, Trent, is way random. Completely off topic here. So with Paramount Plus featuring UFC, I started using Paramount Plus a little bit more, like just exploring, like, frolicking through what's available on Paramount Plus. And I came across an old show that I've always heard about, always have wanted to watch, but I literally have never watched it until last week. And now I am hooked. Like, I watch probably an episode a day. I'm not even joking to you, at least an episode a day. It's the old classic show, Cheers, on Paramount Plus. I am going all gas on that show, dude. I love it. It's a shorter show, old style show. It was made like in the early to mid 80s, ran for like 10 or 11 seasons, I think. I love it, dude. It might be one of my favorite shows to watch now. And I'm not even joking. That's not an exaggeration. I love it. I'm not even through the first season, but I'm already hooked. So
I can't say I've ever even heard of it, Jake.
It's great. So it's about a retired Red Sox relief pitcher that supposedly bought this bar in Boston, and it just is literally, him working there, meeting people, the regulars, the friends, and the coworkers, and everything. It's just like a very classic show that I feel like I've missed out on because everyone talks about this show. Oh, it's a classic. You gotta watch it. It's like the Brady Bunch. I've never watched the Brady Bunch, but everybody and their brother talks about it. So I got to get on that. But I'm loving Cheers so far. I'm going all gas on that show. It's a classic. 10 out of 10 recommend people watch it. I'm only through the first. I'm not even through the first season, so it could get dramatically worse. But I don't see a world where that happens. So.
All right. Well, now I guess we can talk about the blind draft results from last week's episode. But there's an asterisk beside this one just for the time being because the poll hasn't closed yet. It's still open. But currently, I just pulled it up and checked. We did the best guard dogs, and I'm winning 67%. Jake has 33%. So that would take me to 24 wins. Jake would have 19, 4 ties, and the special guest have 2, if that stands. Typically, after about 12 hours, it doesn't really flip-flop. It kind of stays where it's at, unless we're at, 50-50, somewhere close. But if that changes, we will make a change next week.
That's right.
But this week, Jake, for blind draft, we are going to do pizza toppings.
I love it.
Do you want to do the typical blind draft, or do you want to do a blind ranking?
Oh, we haven't done a blind ranking for a long time. A long, long time.
You want to do that for episode 50?
I think we should. I think let's mix it up for episode 50. Something special there. I do like that a lot because there's a lot of variation with pizza toppings. So I'm game with that.
Perfect. So for the people listening, Jake, we need to make a decision. Are we going to do just toppings? Like, are we going to assume that we have the same, pizza sauce, we have typical cheese, and we have normal crust, and we're just doing toppings on top of that?
Yeah, it's a good question.
I think we do strictly just toppings.
I like that. Yeah, I agree because there's a lot of variety there.
I think
you can
sometime
get some
maybe
stuff.
maybe another time we can do like a blind draft where we do like a personal pizza, like we choose sauce, cheese, crust, toppings. But this one, let's just strictly do pizza toppings. And for those of you who are unaware or new to the show, the blind ranking is a little bit different than the blind draft. So this is where I will give Jake toppings one by one, and as soon as I give him the first one, he has to rank it 1 through 5 without knowing what's coming next. And I believe the last couple times we did this, we didn't alternate. We just went through, like, I said all the ones for you, correct? Then we flopped it? Or we go back and forth? I can't remember.
I think I think the first option. I think you went through all of them.
Yeah.
And I selected, and then I did that for you. I'm pretty sure.
I think, actually, because I think we have to go back and forth so that way we...
Oh, yeah, you're right. We did go back and forth. You're right.
So that we don't double up on toppings.
Yep, 100%.
Okay, perfect.
Yep, I like that idea.
Alright, so I think... Do I flip the coin?
I think you flipped this week, yeah.
Okay. What's your call?
I'm going to go heads.
Okay. Flip a coin.
Heads.
That's heads.
Let's go.
So, would you like to give me a topping first, or would you like me to give you a topping?
I'm going to have you give me a topping first.
Okay. Alright, Jake. I'm going to go with green peppers.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not a bad pick. I honestly kind of like it. It's not something that I'm going to pick first pick, but it's something that I wouldn't mind eating on a pizza. So I'm going to keep it middle of the road. I'm going to put 3.
Alright.
For green peppers. Okay. Your first pick here tonight, Trent. I'm going to throw out black olives for your first pick.
5. 5. 100%.
Oh man, they're so good on pizza.
Oh. Nope. Don't want them.
Okay.
Alright, Jake, you have anchovies.
Oh yeah, I've had them before. I actually don't mind them. I think they're pretty decent. A little salty sometimes, but pretty good flavor. I'm going 4 on them.
All right.
For anchovies. Yeah, I'm going 4. All right. For your second option here, Trent, you're going to have bacon.
Number 1.
Okay.
I gotta make sure that's safe up there. Alright, Jake, your third pick, your next pick is going to be mushrooms.
Oh, dude, I love mushrooms on pizza. Absolutely love them. I'm going to go 2 with mushrooms. Okay. Your next pick here, Trent, is going to be onions. Straight up onions.
I'm gonna go 2.
Okay.
I actually really enjoy onions on pizza, especially bacon and onion together. Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, Jake, your next pick, or your next option I'm gonna go pineapple.
Son of a gun, that's going to be my next pick for you. So I got to cross that out. That's without doubt going to be number 5. I've had it like one time in my entire life. I like pineapple, but pineapple and pizza, I mean, people can disagree with me all they want. Throw me under the bus. It doesn't belong on pizza. It never will. Never should be on pizza. I like it in fruit salad. I like it in cake. I like it on its own. But pizza and pineapple do not mix, in my opinion. I know that just sets me up for you to pick, like, I don't know, toxic waste for number 1, or, who knows what you're going to pick for number 1 here for me. So I'm ready for it. All right. For your next pick here, Trent, I'm going to have you decide where you want to put. This is tough. This is really tough because I got some options here, and I feel like I've tossed you a couple softballs here early. Yeah, I think for my next pick here, I'm gonna throw out to you there, basil, like the big basil leaves,
Okay.
like in a margarita pizza,
Yeah. Not hateful. Not my cup of tea. I'm gonna go 4.
Okay.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how mean should I be here?
I mean, the track record shows you might as well max it up to 10. So go for it. Give me your best punch. I set you up for this. So give me your worst.
See, I got 2 options. One is way worse than the other. Should I even see if it's a real thing first? Let's do a quick Google search. How about this? If people do put this on pizza, I'm going to say it. If not, then I won't use it.
Okay.
Okay. I guess it is a delicacy, Jake.
Okay.
Sardines.
I thought sardines and like anchovies were the same thing.
They're different.
Okay. All right. I did not know that.
We can do a quick...
Because I had them on my list, and when you said anchovies, I was like, Okay.
So, let's see. But they differ significantly in flavor and use. Anchovies are smaller. I guess they're close. So, to be fair, we won't use that one. Because I can see where that may get a little hairy. Because I think sardines are longer and fatter, and anchovies are pretty, like, short and thin, like pencils.
Yeah.
But since I want another one, Jake, I'm going to give you my backup. I'm going to go jalapenos.
Oh, that's not awful.
Yeah.
That's not hateful. I don't think I'd like them on pizza
Yeah.
as much, but I'll take that at 1. All right. Okay, so I gave you some softballs.
Yep.
Do you think I should be absolutely ruthless with you here, or should I go up easy on you?
You can do whatever you'd like to, Jake, because I gave you... I mean, like... I think both of ours, like... I mean, you gave me bacon and onions. I gave you mushrooms, green peppers, and, pineapple, but some people really hate that.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I feel like this hasn't been too bad, but you can lay it on me. Give me the worst you got. I mean, other than, like, straight tar or gasoline or something that's just not edible.
So my final choice here for you, obviously it's going to go in the 3 slot here for you. It is something, I confirmed this. I thought I remembered this whenever I went up to New England, that this was a thing. And I confirmed it here, is for your 3rd pick, clams on pizza.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Are they raw?
No, they're cooked in them. So yeah, it's a place up here in Connecticut New Haven, Connecticut. It's this pizza was invented during the '60s. Was serving clams on the half shell on the pizza, and then yeah.
Okay.
I thought I remembered that from going up there.
I can't say I've ever had it, and nor can I say I'll ever try it, but there we are.
Learn something new every day.
Yeah, so my list, 1 is bacon, 2 is onions, 3 is clams, 4 is basil, and 5 is black olives.
Yeah, and mine rounded out to number 1 jalapenos, 2 mushrooms, 3 green peppers, 4 anchovies, and 5 pineapple. As the blind ranking list.
And there we go.
Great idea to mix it up here for episode 50, Trent. We appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in for 50 straight weeks now. If this is your very first episode, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Let us know, what you think of this show. Be sure to also find us on YouTube if you're listening and watching this on Spotify. Find us on YouTube. Watch our other videos that we're putting out there besides our weekly show here. But quick shout out to everybody that's been with us here for the first 50 episodes. We appreciate you. We thank you for riding with us all this time here. The show is growing slowly but surely. Like we said earlier, we want to reach 1,000 subscribers before the end of 2026. And with all of your support so far here through episode 50, we're making headway there. So, it's been a fun ride. Like Trent said, in 2 weeks we'll already be a year into this, which is just crazy in my opinion. It just doesn't feel real, but we appreciate you and truly, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you so much for tuning in and week out. I don't know. Anything else to add to the special episode 50 here tonight, Trent?
I don't think so. Just praying I don't throw my back out on this golf trip. That's about it.
Well, we're bringing the Icy Hot, we're bringing the Aleve, we're bringing everything that we can bring out to make sure we can make her through this weekend. But
that's right.
Very good. Well, good deal. Well, hey, once again, appreciate y'all. Stay tuned. We're going to keep this train rolling until we reach 1,000 subscribers. Every week, Trent and I are going to be, not begging hard, but we're going to be begging a little bit just to see if we can get closer to that mark. We're so close to reaching, some points we want to get to in the show here. If we reach 1,000 subscribers, it's just going to elevate the show even more. So help us get to that point. But overall, exciting 50 episodes. Cannot wait for episode 150 more weeks here, because we'll be rocking and rolling till that point, Trent. Jake, break to the moon. So have a great week, everybody. Thank you. Till next week, we'll see you then.